My name is Molly, and I'm a librarian with the Lake Forest Library. Today, I'm going to be recommending some local hiking trails and talking to you about the All Trails app that you can download on your iPhone or your Android to find local trails in your area. I couldn't be out in nature to make this video, so I'm sitting next to a plant to pretend. So all of the places hi everyone, I see you in the comments, I'll be recommending are within 15 miles of Lake Forest. Right now it's smart to go hiking close to home because few, if any, public restrooms are open at these forest preserves or parks, so it is smart to stay closer to home in case you need to run home for anything. All of these parks were easy to maintain a physical distance of 6 feet from other people. However, I just want to start with this disclaimer that if you do get to any of these parks and notice that it's super busy or there are crowds, to go to a different place. And I'd also recommend bringing a mask just in case. All of these places that I'm going to recommend are also, they also have trails that are about 2 miles long with low elevation and are paved or gravel trails. So if you are looking for an easy hike, these are good places to go. The first place I want to recommend is probably pretty well known to many Lake Forest residents. It is the Fort Sheridan Forest Preserve. It contains a 1.9 mile heavily trafficked loop trail. The trail overlooks Lake Michigan. There's a giant bird nest statue with binoculars. The binoculars are roped off right now, but it's still a fun sight. It overlooks Lake Michigan. There's a beach, which is really beautiful. It's a mixture of paved trails, grassy trails, sandy trails, and trails through the forest next to the Fort Sheridan Cemetery. And I went this past weekend, and the beach part was a little crowded, but it was still easy to maintain that 6-foot physical distance from other people in the foresty area and in the meadow grassy trail part. And it was beautiful, overlooking Lake Michigan. It's such a great spot. Yeah, it's great walking area, love it. So that's the first place I would recommend. The next place is called the Captain Daniel Wright Forest Preserve in Mettawa, Illinois. Part of the trail and parking lot were closed this past weekend due to flooding on the trail. We were still able to walk about 2 miles on the yellow loop trail that circles around a pond. We couldn't go around the full pond because of the flooding, but we could still get a nice 2-mile walk in and circle back around despite the flooding. And the area has a lot of tall stands of oaks and maples, which is uncommon in other areas due to the fact that the DesPlains River has blocked forest fires in the past from reaching those oaks and maples. So they're really tall, they're really beautiful. And speaking of the DesPlains River, the DesPlains River Trail, which is an expanse of 31.4 miles in Lake County alone, cuts through the Captain Daniel Wright Forest Preserve, and it also cuts through the Ryerson Conservation Area and the Potawatomi Woods, which are other great hiking spots. Keep in mind the Ryerson Woods Conservation Area, I believe, closes at 5 p.m., but the other areas I think close at dusk, so that's a good thing to note before you go. And then while we were at the Captain Daniel Wright's Forest Preserve, we saw a really beautiful blue jay, and we saw a beaver splashing around in the tree area that was flooded by the pond. This area, it was pretty secluded when we went over the weekend, and it was really nice out. It was easy to maintain a 6-foot distance from other people. And the trails don't have a steep incline or anything. The next place I want to recommend is Illinois Beach State Park, which part of it is in Winthrop Harbor, part of it's in Zion, part of it's in Beach Park, and part of it's in Benton Township. It's open to the public starting May 1st, so it's been open to the public for about a week now. And a list of Illinois state parks that are open to the public are available on illinois.gov, the Department of Natural Resources website. Not all of the Illinois state parks are open, especially I think the more popular ones, but the ones that I think typically have less people have opened up a limited amount. Not everything that you would normally be able to do at the state park is allowed, but they are open. And Illinois Beach State Park has 6.5 miles of sandy Lake Michigan shoreline with some marshy hiking trails surrounding it. When I went, there was plenty of beautiful prairie grass and wildflowers surrounding the area throughout it's about a 4,000 acre park. Really beautiful. Again, I went to the beach. Not a single person was on the beach except for us, and it was really nice. And we went on a weeknight, but there was practically no one there. The other place I want to recommend is Lyons Woods Forest Preserve, which is also really close to Illinois Beach State Park. It is, yes, I agree, it's a hidden gem. It's a 272 acre park in Waukegan. It's, yeah, like I said, really close to Illinois Beach State Park. There is a trailside bird observation deck on one of the trails, and the park is home to, I think, 5 endangered species, and it's home to a bunch of diverse animals and plants. When we first got there from Blanchard Road, we parked in the parking lot and we got in through the entrance from the parking lot on Blanchard Road, and there's a beautiful canopy of pine trees right at the entrance to the trail. And these trails at the Lyons Woods Forest Preserve, which actually I want to say was my favorite place to go in this list of recommendations, it's a really wide trail, so again, very easy to maintain a distance from other people. And the sun was setting through the pines while we were there, and it was really beautiful. So then the next thing I want to talk about is the All Trails app. In that app, you can download it for your Android or iPhone, or you can use a computer and go to alltrails.com. And I will actually show you it on another phone. It's going to recommend, once you get to the home page, it's going to recommend automatically some places, hey Joy, some places nearby that you can go. And then if you enter in, I'm going to enter in Lake Forest, Illinois, and it lists all these wonderful hiking trails you can go on that are near Lake Forest. And like I said, everything I recommended today was within 15 miles of Lake Forest. And all of the trails listed on the All Trails app, it'll give you detailed information about how busy they typically are, if the trails are moderately hiked, or like if it's not usually crowded at all. It'll give you information about the terrain, the length of the trails, detailed maps of the area, and pictures that people have taken on the trails and shared. If you also find a place you want to go on there and you hit directions, it'll link up either your Apple Maps or your Google Maps and show you how to get to that trail. So it's a great app if you are an avid hiker, or if you're just interested in finding places nearby that you want to go hiking. So that concludes my recommendations. If you have any questions about what I talked about today, you can contact us at reference@lakeforestlibrary.org, and I will also put up a blog post with this information. And again, the app was called the All Trails app. Thank you.